What happened to you? You're not being yourself. Is it me? No, it's definitely you. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas, and today we're talking about how Nike is down bad. And not only its stock price, but its waning popularity amongst sneakerheads and normal everyday people who are turning to other alternative brands for their footwear needs. In this video, I'm going to do a mix of the facts behind what exactly is going on at Nike from a financial standpoint, talk about some competition, and then give my perspective as a lifelong sneakerhead and what I would do if I was in charge of Nike so they can better suit their customers' needs. A little different video today, so if you guys enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more sneaker content. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, so Nike down bad. What exactly does that mean? Well, here's the post I saw yesterday right before Nike earnings, and they were to report the worst revenue in 5 years. That was the pre-earnings scuttlebutt. Basically, Nike app downloads are down by 35%, in-store traffic down by 11%, and even Foot Locker's profit margins are struggling. It's not great. We had a new CEO who came in 2020 to replace Mark Parker. He's gone. See ya, bud. And a new guy, Elliot Hill, has come in, who is a Nike lifer, worked his way up from a shoe salesman. He's only been here since October and has failed to turn the ship around. I don't blame him too much. That's not a lot of time to move such a big company very nimbly. But let's get all the boring stuff out of the way first. This is Brandon Dunn. He works at Complex. He just had a really summarized version of these quarters, and revenue is down 9% to only 11.3 billion. Nike direct revenue, which is I believe Nike online selling direct to customer, down 12%. Wholesale revenue down 7%, which that is to boutiques, stores that carry Nike. And Converse revenue down 18%. Might not sound like a lot, but for a company Nike's size and how many investors they have, which I need to disclose, I own like about 5 shares of Nike. So there it is. They can't be having these kind of months that turn into these kind of quarters. It's really not good for the shareholders. It's not good for Nike as a whole. Let's keep going and get to the fun stuff. Big reason why it's happening, tariffs. Everyone's been talking about it. People are anticipating it's really going to affect production, given so much of the global market of manufacturing happens overseas, not only in China, but in places like Vietnam. And as someone who studied manufacturing in college, I'll tell you guys, there is physically not the industry in the US to even begin to reach the level that is available overseas. And while I do want to see that improved upon, and I think the US should be, as it is right now, overseas labor is the cheapest. And in my opinion, the consumer is really price sensitive. Think about it. How many times have you gone to Amazon.com and purchased something just because it was the cheaper version, or you got the middle of the road? It didn't look like crap, but it was still cheaper than the expensive version. That's pretty much how people shop. So if a sneaker that's usually $200 starts being $300, it's going to affect a lot of people, especially for general releases. So yada, 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 gross profit. Here's the biggest conflict. On's running Skechers and Hoka. Let's take a peek at those, because these brands might not affect the sneakerheads as much because we still like to wear hype shoes, collabs, and while we're not loyal to Nike, it's sneakers app type releases that get us excited. It's the Nigel Sylvester Brick by Brick 4s, the new SB collab, whatever it is. Typically Nike dominates the sneakerhead market, but these other brands, they're coming. Oh boy, are they. Here's Decker's Outdoor Company's stock over the past 5 years. They are the parent company of Hoka. You can see a tremendous rise that really started early 2021. It's been a solid incline. 22 had a slight dip, but since then, we've seen a tremendous increase. And if you guys walk around day to day, I typically look at what shoes people are wearing. You see a lot of folks of all ages wearing Hokas. Gen Z girls, millennial guys, even Gen X people, my parents' age. They're wearing Hokas. They're comfy. People dig them. Skechers stock isn't as drastic, but you can see since 2023, it's been a solid price increase and a little bit of a dip right now. but the market itself is not in a super strong place with tariffs and a lot of craziness happening in the world. They're still at it. And you might be thinking, why the fuck should I care? And maybe for a lot of us, we shouldn't. I think it's tough to feel bad for a brand that releases products that you love, but maybe not always in the way you would like it. It feels bad when you lose a sneakers draw. It sucks and it's annoying when you cop a sneaker like a Panda Dunk in 2020 and then Nike releases 500 million pairs of them and make it the most overplayed shoe. I don't think moves like that are what Nike needs to be doing. It sucks when Bread Ones cost $250, especially when it recently came out that Air Jordan 1s cost only $16.25 to produce in total. This is absolutely gonna get more expensive by at least 25%. And I can imagine Nike doesn't really want to pay that price increase and let the consumer enjoy the same prices. That's what I'm most worried about. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of sneakers, and looking at spring 25 releases, it's tough to say I'm super excited. This is a very old picture from April 23rd, 24. I think these are supposed to be the brick by bricks, very early image. Nothing here is that exciting. The Black Toes came out, UNC. It's so hard for me to get excited. SB4s, a release like this is few and far between. And it sucks because when I was making YouTube videos 10 years ago, on this very channel, we had cool releases pretty much every other weekend, at least once a month, that were just this hype. And while resale prices were different back then, sneakers still sold out and you could flip them. Nowadays, it's stuff like the V-Day women's and Retro Net Blacks women's and Seafoam women's. And I like the women's sneakers, it's great, but women aren't as big sneakerheads as men. And while they've increased, Nike has seen revenue there, I don't think leaning into that market is gonna be their path to victory. It's just not the case. Sneakerheads are still a male-dominated industry, and at least for this dude, I haven't been served up what I want to eat, so I've just been stacking money instead, which ain't really a bad thing. And here are sneaker releases for 2025. Here's an overview, and I do actually like a lot of these. I don't know if these unions are coming back out, or same with these 4s. Is that really happening? Undefeated 4s, my grail sneaker. We're gonna talk about releases like that here in a second. These other unions were dope too. Resale price isn't crazy. White cement 4s, solid. These are great. Are off-whites coming out? Dude, that doesn't make sense. This list seems a little bit shaky. And then the bottom row, get the Air Jordan 14 red suede Ferraris. UNC 1s are sick. Red 11 lows. Okay, this calendar looks pretty good if we can believe it. Rare Air OG 1 highs. UNC Reimagined. That's going to be a good release. Fragment Union Air Jordan 1 highs. I don't think that's coming out. Or maybe it is. Undefeated 4s. One of my grail sneakers of all time, and lately even more so given my positive experience shopping at Undefeated here in Phoenix, but there is a problem with these types of releases. Let me explain. It's the topic of reissuing grails. Grails back in my day used to mean a sneaker that was almost unobtainable. Quite literally a proverbial holy grail of sneakers. It wasn't just your average Saturday release. It was something special. And while I do appreciate that they brought this dunk back for the true fans, for the collectors, for the history, it diminishes what once was. They no longer have special meaning to the current generation. And it just sucks seeing a shoe that was so rare, it was damn near mythical, that anytime you saw someone wearing it at a convention or had them for sale or a picture on IG, you kind of went crazy and people in the comments went nuts because it was like, this guy's got a really expensive pair of shoes. And now it's basically forgotten. When was the last time you heard someone talk about the Wu-Tang Dunks? They only came out November of last year, and I never see them anywhere. Same story with the Galaxy Foamposites. While these have held onto the resale value a little bit more, and resale value isn't everything, does mark the intentions and the feelings of us, the consumer, the sneakerheads, how we feel about a shoe. Let's compare the difference between people talking about this unboxing of the original Foamposites. 2012, dude, straight up.
As soon as you take the shoe out of the box, one thing your eye goes straight to is the remove before flight tag that Nike shoes. They give it the outer tag.
There we go. Very simple video. Look at the comments. I know people that are camping out starting tomorrow. Honestly, it's not that serious, but to each his own. Good luck and don't die. Who's here for 2024? I'll buy these when I reach my full height and foot size, dude. Look at that. Where are these going to be released? Can you put up a video of them glow in the dark? Let the hype begin. People were excited, bro. And now they came out and no one really cares. So what should Nike do about all this? I've been yammering and yapping this whole video. What do they need to do? Well, in my opinion, they need to very simply make the sneakers that people want. We're in this era of collaboration brain rot, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to continue along that path. Travis Scott's continue to be sought after, and even though I'm a TS hater, I can't deny some of the shoes look okay, I guess. People dig it. The overproduction, the lame colorways, all this mid fodder needs to stop. If they cut back on their volume and focused on re-releasing classic icons, getting back into running and targeting that market. Remember when Adidas Boost came out in 2015, or came out before then, but when Kanye went to them in 2015, everybody started thinking about it. When's the last time Nike dropped some crazy new technology? I feel like it's been a minute. They've probably done something here and there, but they need something revolutionary to bring it back. We need a mix of OG colorways and new styles that don't just give me a women's colorway that has no story attached to it. Make it mean something. The shattered backboards are a great example of a new colorway that had a story and that became a classic icon, even though it was a modern retro only sneaker. It never was originally released in that spec. Team up with different sports. F1, racing in general, is having a huge moment, and I think the more you can bring other hobbies into it, like the Nigel Sylvester BMXs, the SB4s, bring in other sports and do collaborations with the top athletes of those industries. Can you imagine what Lewis Hamilton would do with an official Nike collab? My alarm's going off. I've been recording for 40 minutes, and I don't know if any of this made sense, but at the end of the day, I'm a Nike fan. I think they're gonna do okay in the long term. As of right now, they're down bad, and people are not feeling the weekly releases. I think the economy has a huge part to play. People just don't have the funds to shell out every single weekend like they certainly did during COVID, and we're probably still recovering from the overall change in the market. But what do you guys think about all this Nike nonsense? Do you care at all? Are you buying some stock? Right now, it's dipped all the way down, holy shit, to 66, 62. Wow, overnight it went from 74 down. This is not financial advice, but I'm definitely gonna be buying some more Nike stock. Gonna be watching it the next few days. And if you're worried about buying stock, you don't know how to do it, check out my link in the description for a Robinhood referral code. Use that, you and me both get free stock, and it's a really easy way to start investing. They also pay dividends, so that's pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and I guess pop a bottle for Nike's downfall. Peace.